It's best not to listen to the bollocks coming out of the mainstream media with what's happened. Basically what's happened in a nutshell, to cut to the chase, to stop all the political commentary about what's gone on with Iran. Donald Trump has just saved millions of Iranian lives and completely annihilated the excuse for Israel to take the West into a nuclear war. There's no need for it. If you think I've got it wrong, let me read you this out from Candice Owens. Nuclear fallout was to happen. Israel was triggered and trigger happy for nuclear war. Not the Iranians. We saved Iranians with what we did. We shut Israel's excuse down. No casualties at the site. This was done for the sake of humanity. So don't let these other twerps try and kid you that it's anything else. Pakistan has just asked for President Trump to be nominated for the Peace Prize. President Trump doesn't want war, and people have to understand it. President Trump wants a world of peace and cooperative business. That's what President Trump wants. Meanwhile, our turkey with the loose head is running around having summits all over the world, flying here, flying there, puffing out his chest, trying to make himself look more important, and Trump didn't even tell him. He wasn't even worth being informed. That's how useless we look to America. But thankfully, America loves us. Trump loves us. The Obama administration didn't. They couldn't wait to tell us we were at the back of the queue. Joe Biden, the puppeteer that was in charge, well, basically, Obama got on with his third term. That's how I see it. But they were no friends of the UK. They were just jockeying the UK to squeeze them back into the EU. This clown that we've now got employed in number 10. And he is an employee of the state. We've employed him. The system that's set up has employed him. And he's behaving like a tyrant. And nobody wants it. If you think that's a sweeping statement, my message box on Facebook is full of people for different reasons who voted for Labour, having the courage to come to a blogger like me and admit they voted Labour. That's courage. And admitting that they voted for reforming the council elections, that's even more courage, because they've admitted the mistake with the way they voted, because they really see now. Some of them were Labour supporters and hope for the best, because don't forget, Keir Starmer did lie to the pensioners, he did lie to the students, he did lie to the small businesses, he did lie to the corporations to make them think it was all going to be better. Even Theo Prophesis was sucked in with it all. He's not sucked in now, I bet, because they'll all have whacking big tax bills. So whilst our world leader is fanning around, literally making himself look important, the world is going on around him. Thank God for President Trump. Trump is a strategist, and basically the way he behaves, I've said it before, read his book, The Art of the Deal. Stopping or starting wars is a deal, or a deal breaker, and Trump knows how to do it. He's the best. We've got a man, along with Ursula von der Leyen, in the European Union, and that twit Mark Rutte, who was denounced in Holland. They didn't want him anymore, so where is it? They put him in charge of NATO. These are war jockeys. These are war jockeys wearing the colours of death. They want us in a war. They don't care how much family members we lose, how many family members. They're not interested in that. They're interested in the military-industrial complex making more money. They're interested in keeping the wealth at the top. They don't go in. Well, I used to believe that we went into countries for the sake of democracy, until somebody pointed out we only went into countries that didn't deal in the dollar for oil. And you've only got to look at the shambles we leave behind when we've been in. We don't do a lot of good, do we? And, you know, from my point of view, I really didn't want a place like Iran having nuclear weapons, because they are a shower of hotheads. They're running their own country like a closed shop. It's the Handmaid's Tale out there. And I don't like regimes that think women should be draped in black from head to foot for their entire lives when they're outdoors. That just does not sit well with me. Because, you know, it's reasonably warm today. I've no scarf on. And I've got clothing on that suits me. And I wouldn't like to be in anything as hot as that. Anyway, Trump has took the sting out the tail. They can say what they want, but Trump has done the right thing. It stopped Israel from fanning the flames and getting everybody else involved. There's no reason to go in. They ain't got the stuff anymore. It's that simple. And when you look in the past, it seems to be another Labour MP that got to number 10, Tony Blair, who also faked reasons for war and went into Iraq looking for weapons of mass destruction. Came back with 2 catapults and a slingshot. Another success story for Labour. These are not nice people running our country. These are not there for the people that live in it. They're there for themselves. The cabinet is there for themselves. Everything they do is destructive. They don't do anything constructive. They don't know how to build. They don't know how to grow. They only know how to take from people who have already done it for themselves. People who have grown a business, grown a family, grown a relationship, grown a community. They only know how to take away from that so they can give it to some batshit crazy regime abroad where the people that need the money will never bloody see it because they'll all have had their hands in the till before they get there, these dictators and their entourage. It's absolutely madness that you can turn around to British people and tell them they've no money and yet give 15 billion to foreign aid, 5 billion to house asylum seekers, brand new buildings being built for upmarket student accommodation now being gifted to migrants who do nothing all day but sit on the phones. Do. They're on more than I am. So it's good news. They'll have to dress it up like it isn't. They'll have to publicly say, oh, it's a dreadful, Iran are sitting here thinking what they're going to do next. You haven't really got a lot of choice because you're not good people, are you? You really aren't good people. You don't treat your own people right. So outside the country, we have no chance. And Israel, you can't go warmongering around the world now, dragging us lot into a war we don't need. We have just stepped out the treacle big time. Not thanks to Keir Starmer, not thanks to the European Union, not thanks to Mark Carney in Canada, thanks to Donald Trump, President of the United States of America. If you don't want to feel miserable for the next 4 years, don't forget to tune into my channel. I'm not a news source. I'm a feel-good factor. I'm someone who puts it straight to you. I am not bothered about clicks and memberships and point of sale, merchandise. I am just here because we have 4 years yet to stomach what's happening to this country. We have to stomach it. It's that bad, we have to stomach it. It's like medicine you don't want to take. It's just, and it's not going to work anyway. The only thing that will come out of this is more and more reform-led councils, and that's what I'm hoping for. Because we're in the age of transparency now, and what's happening, the left don't like it because they've always had success by being completely closed off. You didn't know your city was going to be a sanctuary city, did you? Nobody asked you, nobody told you. Same here. So now we've got councils who are prepared to share it, putting it out on social media. They're telling you where the money's been spent. And there's absolutely nothing to worry about whether these councillors are experienced or not, because it's the ones with all the experience that have run all the debts up. Average councils are in debt to £1.2 billion. People are worried about how they're going to handle the budget. All you have to do is look where they've been spending the crazy money. Fictitious accounts, fictitious taxi firms, fictitious people in old people's homes. It's unbelievable what's gone on in different councils. So this is the era of transparency. Donald Trump is a big proponent of that, as is Elon Musk on Twitter. The only reason I'm able to talk like this when this goes out on Facebook is because Donald Trump's now in the White House. I couldn't do this on Facebook. Facebook will give me some sort of ban. But unfortunately, Zuckerberg, I like to call him Zuckerberg, Zuckerberg has had his wings clipped, and his backside will be going sixpence threepenny bit, because he's in deep doo-doo for the way he handled things through the lockdown period. With information, not good. Anyway, the thing is, we're on the up now. President Trump has just neutralised what could have been the epicentre of the end of the world. Hopefully, things will pick up from here. They won't admit it to you on the news. They can't. They've got to save face. But deep down, a lot of people will be very contented with the way things have gone. They'll probably use it as an excuse to put petrol up. Anyway, don't forget, this is a feel-good channel. If there is bad news, I'll tell it you, but I'll also give you an escape route, how you can handle it and get through to the other side. Because it isn't, there's a lot of doom merchants out there saying things that, reform back what President Trump's done. Yeah, me too. Anybody who stops this, Anybody who stops this and hasn't got a vested interest in war. That's what I like about Trump. He doesn't want war. He wants it to stop. The only person who asked for the killings to stop in Ukraine was him. Not Zelensky, not Keir Starmer, not even whichever twit were running Tory party. They're all as bad. The Uni Party's about to be dismantled big time, and it's starting from the ground up. Way to go. I've done a couple of nanas, if you want to look in my shorts, because it's been raving on, hasn't it, for nanas. Anyway, that's it. I believe that Keir Starmer has been left out the loop. That tells you all you need to know about what Donald Trump really thinks about Keir Starmer. I think it's the term lightweight.